Less than 24 hours, Hurricane Milton will make landfall in Florida in what could be one of the most catastrophic storms in U.S. history. Milton has strengthened to a Category 5 hurricane over the Gulf of Mexico. It is forecast to weaken before making landfall, but the wind field is expected to double in size, so a larger area will be impacted.
It's hard to imagine. Residents on the west coast of Florida bracing for over 150-mile-per-hour winds and a 15-foot storm surge. Here's a live look out to I-75 this morning near Tampa, where the roads are a lot clearer than they were 24 hours ago when it was clogged, with families trying to evacuate in time. Emergency crews are warning everyone to get out now, saying the storm may not be survivable. Residents in Orange County, Florida, lined up for hours yesterday to fill sandbags. At one point, the line of cars stretched for nearly 2 miles.
We waited 3 hours and 30 minutes. Probably about 4 hours, give or take.
5 hours? We're hitting 5 hours now?
6 hours.
Workers at the site said they had handed out about 20,000 of these sandbags by 6 o'clock last night. Also at this hour, we're seeing the impacts of Milton in airports nationwide. The Orlando airport just closed at the top of the hour, and in Tampa, the airport is closed with flights on hold today and tomorrow in Fort Myers.
King 5 Savannah Welch is at SCA, where travelers are learning their flights have been impacted because of the storm. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning, Mimi. Yeah, if travelers haven't already made plans, they'll want to do so as soon as possible. We're seeing this morning 9 flights are delayed and canceled out of SeaTac to Florida. That includes flights to Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. Across the U.S., there are hundreds of flight cancellations in and out of Florida. That includes more than 1,200 cancellations between Tampa and Orlando. Now, as Jake mentioned, both Tampa and Orlando airports have shut down in advance of Hurricane Milton. St. Pete Clearwater closed after its last flight yesterday as well. Miami International Airport says it's remaining open and monitoring storm conditions today. And if you're traveling in or out of Florida, airlines like American, Delta, Southwest, and United have issued waivers, and those waivers will allow travelers to change their ticket for no extra charge. But overall, the advice from SCA officials is that you should definitely check with your airline directly to make sure, check up on your flight, see if it's been impacted, and just if you have any questions, reach out to them directly. At SeaTac Airport, Savannah Welch, King 5 News.
Thanks, Savannah. Let's turn to Rich Marriott now for a look at just how intense this hurricane has become.
Yeah, Rich, this could be a record-breaking storm.
It certainly does have a potential. It's a record-breaking, devastating storm for that matter. Again, it's a Category 5 right now. You see the extent of this is actually out ahead of the hurricane as an area of heavy rain that's already starting to move in over parts of Florida, and this is just the beginning of it. If we take a look at the computer models and what they're looking at, starting out right now at last check, sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, wind gusts to 195 miles per hour, and it's moving towards the northeast at about 16 miles per hour. We track that during the day today. It's dropped. It does weaken a little bit to a Category 4 storm. When it makes landfall right now, it looks like it is going to be a Category 4 storm, so a major hurricane, major destructive forces. There's basically storm surge warnings up and down the Florida coast, but in the area around Tampa Bay, southward down towards Fort Myers in that area, expecting 12 to 15-foot storm surge with that, plus the large waves that will come with all that wind as it moves inland. This is why they're saying it's not survivable if you're in one of the evacuation areas. During the course of tomorrow, it will move across the state of Florida. Probably as it moves through and out into the Atlantic, it will turn into a Category 1 storm and then just gradually weaken and go away. But over the next 24 to 36 hours, it is going to be pounding the state of Florida. And of course, we'll continue to keep close watch on that and let you know what's happening down in the southeast.
All right, thank you, Rich. And stay with King 5 as we keep a close eye on Hurricane Milton. You can find us on air on king5.com and streaming 24/7 on King 5 Plus.